Welcome, beloved soul. You've arrived in the quiet of this moment, and heaven is smiling. I know your heart has been through many twists and turns lately. You've seen the signs, heard the whispers, and still wondered if it was all real. You've watched the love unfold, slow, uncertain at first. But now something within you stirs with holy expectation. The angels have been watching too, and they have a message. You think it's just a wedding, but heaven says there's a final surprise. This is not only about a ceremony or a celebration. This is not only about rings, vows, or even the person standing beside you. No, this is about a sacred unveiling. You see, God has been writing this story far longer than you've been aware. And while everyone else sees the wedding as the conclusion, heaven sees it as the divine beginning. Something holy is about to be revealed, not just to you, but through you. You, beloved, are not just being joined with someone in the sight of man. You are being anointed for a deeper assignment in the presence of God. Yes, this union is real. Yes, this love is true. But there's more. There's a final surprise that angels have, carefully tucked into this moment, a spiritual gift waiting to be unwrapped in God's perfect time. And right now, I want to walk with you, gently, tenderly, as we draw near to what heaven is showing you. You're not just entering marriage, you're entering alignment. Heavenly alignment. It's the kind that awakens something ancient within you, the part of you that remembers. The promise God whispered into your spirit, long before you knew their name, long before they arrived, long before the tears and prayers. And now you stand on holy ground. Do you feel it? The air has changed. The atmosphere is saturated with angelic presence. Because this is not ordinary. And neither are you. God didn't just create you for love. He created you for sacred partnership. Two hearts, yes, but one purpose, one calling, one flame that cannot be put out. And just as you thought the journey was leading to this day, heaven is smiling. Because the true journey begins after the vows. You've been asking God for confirmation. You've been asking Him to show you if this is His will. And beloved, listen, the angels are whispering. This is not the end of your waiting. This is the unveiling of your anointing. What has felt like a delay was a divine orchestration. What looked like uncertainty was God preparing both of you for the weight of your joint calling. So the final surprise is this. It's not what you're walking into. It's what's about to be birthed through you. Some will see the wedding, but heaven sees the ministry. Some will admire the dress, the music, the photos, but the angels are watching the covenant. The power of two vessels becoming one in the hands of God, for a reason far greater than romantic fulfillment. Oh, beloved, this is not just a wedding. This is a divine release. There are doors that will open only after you say yes to this union. There are promises that will manifest only after your hearts become one in Him. And there are souls that will be touched because you loved each other in God's way. So don't be distracted by surface details. Don't be overwhelmed by earthly concerns. You are part of something holy. And the one who called you is faithful. Let your heart receive this now, not with anxiety, but with reverence. Because the angels have already seen the impact of what you're stepping into. And they are rejoicing. Breathe. Let peace flow over you like warm oil. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. And God is smiling at how you still said yes, even when you couldn't see the full picture. He's smiling because you chose to trust Him, even through the unknown. And now, He's rewarding that trust with something far more beautiful than you imagined. So pause with me here, beloved soul. Let's honor what heaven is doing. Let's hold this moment in our spirit. Let's be still and listen. Because even now, the final surprise is beginning to unfold. And as it does, I gently invite you to stay close to this peaceful space. If these words are holding your heart, if this message is touching something deep within you, subscribe. Now for more spiritual guidance like this, so you never walk alone on this sacred path. And if you feel led, leave a comment below. Let me know where you are on your journey. Or simply share your prayer request, so we can hold your name before heaven together. You can also support this peaceful channel with a super thanks. If this message has blessed you, your offering helps bring this gentle light to more souls around the world, so that weary hearts may find comfort again. Now come back with me. Let us continue. Do you remember the tears you cried alone in the night? The longing, the prayers, the wondering if you were too late or too broken to be loved like this. But look at you now, chosen, held, positioned for something holy. And the person God has brought into your life, they are not just your partner. They are part of your promise. Their spirit carries keys to unlock parts of your destiny. Just as your presence will awaken something in them that has been sleeping for years. This is why the timing had to be so exact. This is why heaven was silent while you waited, because the surprise could not be revealed until both hearts were ready. But now the veil is lifting. You will begin to see the deeper purpose behind every delay. You will feel the shift as you walk hand in hand into this new life. And you will know deep in your soul that this was never just about a wedding day. This was about a divine awakening, a kingdom alignment, a holy assignment wrapped in the beauty of love. So don't fear the unknown. Don't shrink from the depth of this calling. You were made for it. You were fashioned by God to carry love that transforms not just each other, but everyone you touch together. And yes, the final surprise is that this marriage will be more than you dreamed. Not perfect, but purified. Not without challenge, but overflowing with grace. Because heaven is not done writing. And the best part of your love story is still being unveiled. Let your soul rest in this truth. Let peace rise within you. And remember, the angels are not finished speaking. They are still singing over you. Even now, you think it's just a wedding. But heaven says, this is where eternity begins to echo on earth. Stay close, beloved. There's more to see. Welcome back, beloved. Your heart is still in the right place. Open, quiet, listening. And heaven honors that. What we're speaking of here isn't fantasy. It's not a fairy tale or emotional illusion. It's sacred truth. It's divine clarity. It's the deep stirring you felt in your soul that no one else could understand. Because this union was never only about love, it was about timing. And it was about trust. Trust in God when everything seemed delayed. Trusting when you felt like maybe you had missed the one. Or when others tried to rush you into places your soul wasn't ready for. You waited. You prayed. You cried in secret, and you asked God, not just for someone, but for His someone. For the one heaven had prepared. And when you finally said yes to His process, when you surrendered your timeline, He began revealing the real blessing. Not just a partner, but a purpose. You think it's just a wedding, beloved, but angels say this is a divine announcement, a spiritual decree. Heaven is gathering now, witnessing what God has placed His hand upon, because this union is not a casual commitment. It's a covenant, and covenants carry weight. Covenants carry responsibility. Covenants release heaven's power. That's why the enemy tried to make you give up. That's why discouragement whispered that it would never happen. Because this marriage was going to change things in the natural and in the spirit. You have been chosen to reflect God's heart through love, and beloved, that is no small thing. When two souls, deeply submitted to God, choose to walk together in obedience and grace, the kingdom shakes. The atmosphere shifts, and generations are changed. Your union is bigger than you. And this is the final surprise. It's not just about finding the right person. It's about becoming the kind of love that makes others believe again. It's about showing the world what real healing looks like. Real patience, real covering, real growth. You're not just building a home. you're birthing a legacy. One that carries mercy. One that reflects light. One that teaches others what it means to wait for something real. And yes, the angels are still watching, still rejoicing, still protecting the sacred bond being sealed before the Lord. Don't rush through this part. Let it soak in. Let your spirit breathe it in slowly. You're not just preparing for a day. You're preparing for a destiny. So breathe. Again, you're not missing anything. You're not behind. God timed this union perfectly. And the reason is becoming clearer now. That's why you had to go through the refining. That's why some people had to leave. That's why certain doors closed, even when you begged them to stay open. Because this blessing, this final surprise, was too holy to be placed in just any season of your life. It had to be now, when your heart could carry it. When your spirit could protect it. When your soul could recognize it. So yes, God delayed it, but only to deepen it. He allowed the wilderness to prepare you for the wonder. Now take a moment with me. Right here, let's pause together. Let's honor what heaven is doing through this love story. And while we sit in this sacred pause, let me gently invite you, if this message is stirring your heart, if you feel seen, known, and comforted in this space, subscribe now so you never miss another message meant just for your soul. And if you feel led, leave a comment below. Share where you are in your journey or offer your prayer request. Let this be more than a video. Let it become a place of fellowship, a place where your voice and your heart matter. And if you feel this message has blessed you, you can support the channel with a super thanks. It helps us bring more peaceful light to other weary souls around the world, so that no one has to feel forgotten in their waiting. Thank you for helping us shine that light together. Now, let us return. God is still speaking, and I want you to hear the fullness of this final surprise, because when heaven marks a marriage, it doesn't just bless the couple, it blesses everyone connected to their journey. Some people in your life will feel an unexplainable shift after this wedding. Not because of you, but because of what God is releasing through you. There's healing in your love. There's deliverance in your testimony. There's hope in your endurance. And even those who once doubted you, even those who mocked your patience, will stand back in awe of what the Lord has done. This isn't just love. It's redemption. It's restoration. It's revival wrapped in rings and vows. And I know you may still feel nervous. You may still wonder if you're ready. But let me tell you something deeply true. God would not be leading you here if your heart wasn't prepared. He would not be aligning your paths if He had not already fortified your spirit for what's ahead. You're more ready than you think. You're more equipped than you feel. And heaven has already gone before you. So walk boldly. Love deeply. Trust fully, because the final surprise isn't about the moment you say I do. It's about the divine encounters that begin after you do. There are assignments waiting on the other side of your union. There are miracles attached to your obedience. There are open heavens that will be unlocked when you two step forward together. This is why God was so protective of your heart. This is why some relationships didn't make it. This is why you had to heal so much before this could begin. Because this time, it's holy. This time, it's kingdom aligned. And this time, it's not just about you. It's about generations. It's about God's glory. It's about the promises He made to your grandmother, to your father, to the ones who prayed before you even knew what love was. You are the answer to someone's prayer. And so is the one God is joining you with. Let your spirit rest in this revelation. Let peace surround you like a gentle cloud. You are safe in God's will. You are steady in His plan. And you are surrounded by His angels, even now. They are standing guard around your union, blessing every detail, covering every step, protecting what is holy. So yes, you think it's just a wedding. But angels say, this is the beginning of a holy movement, and you, beloved, are at the center of it. Stay with me. Part 3 is coming. And there's still more. Heaven wants you to know. Welcome again, dearest soul. You've walked with me through the whispers of heaven. And now, as we enter the final part of this journey together, I ask you to breathe in peace. Let the noise fall away. Let the weight you've been carrying melt into the presence of God. This moment is still sacred. Because you're not just hearing words, you're receiving something eternal. This story, your story, is not about glitter or gowns. It's about glory. The glory of God wrapped in two hearts that finally said yes to healing, yes to forgiveness, yes to the quiet miracle of being seen and still chosen. And now you're being sent. You think it's just a wedding. But heaven says, this is your commissioning. Because when God ordains a marriage, He's not only joining two people, He's joining two callings, two destinies, two interwoven strands of purpose, now braided together by divine hands. There's something powerful about that. It shakes the kingdom of darkness. It silences every lie the enemy whispered over your worth. It restores everything you thought was lost. And here's the real surprise, beloved. The final unveiling that heaven waited for you to be ready to receive. This marriage is going to bless others in ways you cannot yet imagine. Your quiet faith will become a lighthouse. Your patience will speak louder than sermons. Your laughter, your prayers, your resilience, they will ripple outward, touching souls who had almost given up. This isn't just about what you feel for each other. It's about what God is about to do through your union. You were always meant to reflect Him together, to be a mirror of grace, a picture of redemption, a living testimony that yes, God still writes holy love stories, that yes, waiting is still worth it, that yes, even the most broken hearts can be made whole in His timing. This is why you couldn't settle. This is why your spirit couldn't rest until it was right. And now it is. God has brought you to a holy place, a threshold, and He is inviting you to step through, not in fear, but in faith. Do not let the past haunt you. It no longer holds the authority. Your story has been redeemed. Your name has been spoken over with blessing. Your steps have been ordered, and the one who now walks beside you, they are not your replacement for pain. They are your partner in purpose. You've both been prepared. Through heartbreak, through silence, through waiting and wondering, and walking alone. But now you are together, not by accident, not by chance, but by divine design. So what is the surprise, truly? The surprise is how much God trusted you. The surprise is how much heaven has placed within your care. The surprise is that while you thought you were praying for a wedding, God was preparing a mantle. Yes, you're being clothed in something unseen, a spiritual garment of grace, a robe of unity, a covering of strength that will protect what you're building with heaven. And the angels, they are still singing, because they know what's ahead. They see the children that will be nurtured in this love. They see the ministry that will be birthed from your home. They see the joy that will be restored in your bloodline, because you dared to say yes to something sacred. Let this truth fill you like holy fire. Let it awaken you gently. You're not entering just a new life. You're entering a new identity, one that says, we are not our past. We are God's promise. We are walking proof that love can be holy and whole. You carry this, beloved. You carry this in your spirit now. And maybe the people around you won't fully understand. Maybe they'll just see smiles and dancing and rings exchanged, but you'll know. You'll feel it. The shift. The weight. The glory. Heaven's final surprise is not a hidden gift at the end of a ceremony. It's the sacred knowing that you were chosen to embody something eternal, not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to believe again, willing to try again, willing to be led by God instead of by fear. And now the reward has come. You've stepped through fire and found something that doesn't burn away, but instead refines. So lift your head now. Stand tall in spirit. God has entrusted you with a sacred flame, and He will walk with you as you guard it. Together, before we close, let me offer you one last invitation. God, if these words have spoken to your heart, if you felt the presence of God wrap around you like peace, then subscribe. For more guidance like this, you don't have to walk this sacred road alone. There is a community of hearts here, and a voice that will continue speaking peace to your spirit. And if you feel moved, leave a comment, share what God is revealing to you, or leave your prayer request. This is a space for honesty, for hope, for healing. And if this message has been a blessing, you can support the mission of this peaceful channel with a super thanks. Your gift helps us continue creating more of these sacred messages so that more souls can find comfort, more hearts can remember they are not forgotten. Thank you, beloved, for walking this path with me. And now, return to this truth when you need it. Revisit this word when doubt creeps in. You are part of a divine story, a sacred unfolding. And what begins with this wedding will echo in eternity. May your union be protected. May your love be pure. May your heart stay soft. And may the final surprise of heaven continue to unfold, one holy step at a time. Because you think it's just a wedding. But the angels have always known. This is where God's promise begins to bloom. Go in peace, beloved. And remember, you are chosen for this. Amen. Welcome again, beloved soul. It blesses me to know you've remained with me on this sacred journey. You've listened with your heart. You've breathed deeply into the truths heaven is slowly unfolding. And now, we've come to another quiet unveiling, because even after all that's been said, the angels are not yet finished. You think it's just a wedding. But heaven says, there's more being written than you can see. You've witnessed the love. You've received the blessing. You've stepped into alignment. But now comes the revealing of purpose through walking, day by day, hand in hand, spirit with spirit, because what begins in sacred joy must be carried in sacred obedience. And the truth is this: a marriage marked by God is not just a relationship. It is a daily altar. Where both hearts come again and again to the presence of God, not just for what they need, but for what they can offer. This love, this union, is not yours to control. It is heaven's to guide. And the surprise waiting at this stage? It's how deeply God will begin to use your marriage as a vessel of healing in the lives of others. You didn't ask to become an example. You didn't expect to carry this kind of weight, but beloved, you were chosen because heaven saw your humility. Heaven saw your yes. Heaven saw how you stayed soft when the world tried to harden you. And so, God says now, this marriage will speak of me. It will reflect what the world forgot. That love rooted in me can still stand. It can still shine. It can still restore. You may not see the full picture yet, but already your union has become a seed of hope for the weary, a seed of truth for the broken, a seed of light for those who've been lost in the dark for too long. And the beauty is, you don't have to strive for it. You don't have to be loud. Just be faithful, be gentle, be prayerful. And God will do the rest, because the surprise of heaven is not always grand or dramatic. Sometimes it shows up in the smallest moments. The prayer whispered over breakfast, the forgiveness offered after a difficult day, the soft "I still choose you" when emotions run thin. And heaven says, this is worship. Not the stage, not the ceremony, but the daily living out of love that reflects Christ. So take heart, beloved. You are not alone in this journey. The angels who announce this love are still surrounding it. They are watching, protecting, guiding, rejoicing every time you pause to seek God together, because love is sustained by presence, not performance. And the presence of God is what will carry you both. Even when the emotions fade, even when the path gets rocky, you think it's just a wedding. But heaven says, this is a life-giving altar. And on this altar, God will place blessings too heavy for human hands to carry. So stay surrendered. Stay in wonder. Stay near to Him. And when the days feel hard, when the road feels long, when the questions grow louder than the peace, remember what God spoke in the beginning. You were called together for a holy reason. And what He joins, He guards. What He ordains, He carries. What He begins, He finishes in glory. Now breathe with me. Let the truth settle in your chest. You are safe. You are seen. And you are exactly where you are meant to be. And if this message has continued to be a sanctuary for you, if these words speak to the deeper parts of you, I invite you again, subscribe, so you never miss another peaceful word spoken over your journey. Leave a comment. Let your voice join this growing family of faith. Tell us your story. Or whisper your prayer request. And if this message has blessed you, you can offer a super thanks, not to give me anything, but to help more souls hear the kind of words their spirit longs for. You're helping build a quiet place where God can still be heard. Now, come close again. Because heaven is still not finished. God is not just giving you a partner. He is giving you someone who mirrors His heart for you. And sometimes, the greatest surprise of all is how deeply you'll begin to see God in them. In their laughter, in their stillness, in their gentleness, in their quiet strength when you feel weak, and you'll realize this wasn't just a gift. This was a glimpse of how God loves you, without condition, without hurry, without fear. You'll find that even in conflict, there's a place of holy return, a sacred middle ground where both of you lay down your pride and pick up grace. You'll see that even when you fall short, there is space for mercy to rise, and perhaps most surprisingly, you'll begin to love God more because of how they love you. And they will love God more because of how you choose them daily. This is heaven's quiet surprise. That love, when led by the Spirit, becomes a sanctuary for both hearts to grow. So now, beloved, I leave you with this. Guard your union with prayer, water it with stillness, shelter it with forgiveness, and cover it with joy. Keep inviting God in. Even when it's hard, even when it's silent, even when you don't understand, because this marriage, this covenant will be one of the most powerful instruments of worship in your life, not because it's perfect, but because it's holy, and holiness is what heaven smiles upon. Think it's just a wedding, but the truth is, it's a doorway into spiritual maturity, a doorway into deeper faith, a doorway into becoming more like Christ together. So take each other's hands and step forward, not just in love, but in light, and know that behind you, beside you, before you, are angels, still singing, still smiling, still celebrating the covenant heaven helped prepare. You are not alone. You are not unworthy. You are not forgotten. You have been chosen to carry something sacred. Go gently now, and let peace stay with you all your days. Amen. Welcome back, beloved soul. You are safe here, in this moment, in this stillness with God. You've walked far with us through this sacred unfolding. And now we stand together at the edge of revelation. Let's breathe together, one slow breath in and release. God is still moving. He's still writing. He's still speaking through what seemed like silence, and the angels are still watching over you, whispering truths the world cannot hear. You thought it was just a wedding, just a beautiful moment of two hearts coming together. But heaven, oh heaven, had one more miracle to reveal. The moment they take your hand at the altar, the moment their eyes meet yours with tears of sacred joy, the moment all the songs, the candles, the prayers, the presence surround you like a holy embrace. That's when the final surprise gently arrives, not with loud celebration, but with holy stillness. In that moment, something ancient and divine settles over the two of you. It is not the vow that surprises heaven. It is the way your soul believes it this time. You don't just say, I do, you become I do. You become the answered prayer. And this is the moment heaven waited for. Not the dress, not the guests, not the rings, but the transformation of two spirits into one new creation under God. That's the surprise. Not that love showed up, but that it stayed, and not just in them, but in you. Your heart has learned how to stay, how to believe again, how to kneel before love, not with fear, but with reverence. You see, the angels weren't waiting for a ceremony. They were waiting for the completion of your healing, because the marriage is more than union. It is resurrection, the resurrection of a weary soul. The rebuilding of trust after so many storms, the rebirth of joy that once felt too dangerous to feel. Beloved soul, this is not a surface moment. This is a turning point in your spiritual legacy. God didn't just prepare a person, He prepared a place within your spirit. A place where the old wounds would finally close, where you would no longer flinch at love's presence, but receive it with holy courage. And oh, what a sacred courage it is. The courage to say, God, I believe in this love because I believe in you. That's the miracle. That's what the angels are clapping their wings over, not because a wedding happened, but because you let yourself be loved in it. You allowed joy to be safe. Again, you allowed love to be permanent. You allowed healing to hold your hand. Now, may I gently pause here, dear one. If this message has brought peace to your spirit, if something sacred stirred in you, would you kindly consider subscribing? It helps you return to this well of stillness, and helps this message reach more weary souls who are still afraid to believe. You're also warmly invited to leave a comment. Whether it's a simple reflection, a prayer request, or a silent amen, your words become part of this peaceful sanctuary. And if you feel led, you may share this message with someone who is quietly longing for hope. Or support this channel with a super thanks, a sacred gift that helps this peaceful content continue flowing. Touching hearts the algorithms may never reach without you. Your generosity is a ministry, and I thank you with all my heart. Now, come close again. Let your spirit lean into these last few sacred truths, because the final surprise, it's not just for the wedding day, God, it's for every day that follows. The mornings when you wake up and still choose them, the nights when you pray together through the ache, the ordinary days when laughter becomes your worship. The final surprise is that marriage isn't the end of the miracle. It's the beginning. Heaven didn't plan a single day celebration. Heaven planted an eternal covenant, a union so rooted in grace that storms will only water it, a love so anchored in God that the world's shaking can't undo it. This isn't just your wedding day. This is your calling. To reflect God's tenderness, to show the world what it means to love patiently, kindly, without boasting, without pride. To reveal what holy union looks like in a weary, rushing world. You thought you were just getting married, but heaven says you were chosen to model covenant. To live out sacred promise. To show that God is still pairing souls, still healing hearts, still turning brokenness into beauty, still making all things new. So as the music plays, as your hearts align, as heaven watches, may you walk into this union not with fear, but with awe, not with anxiety, but with reverence. Not with doubt, but with holy trust, because this is more than a love story. It is a living altar, a dwelling place for God's peace, and you, dear soul, have become part of it. You are no longer waiting for the miracle. You are inside it now. So breathe in this truth. Exhale your old fears and step forward with open hands. God is here. Heaven is smiling, and the final surprise was you saying yes. You becoming love, finally receiving what God never stopped trying to give. Amen. Peace to your soul. Beloved. You are here at the perfect time, not a moment too early, not a moment too late. There's something the Spirit has held until now, a quiet truth reserved only for those who have walked this far by faith. You've listened closely. You've let your heart remain open, even when it trembled. And now what? Heaven has saved for last is ready to be revealed to you. Let's enter this final moment gently. Together, because this isn't just about a wedding. This is about something sacred that even the angels bow before. It's about the reason behind the union. The eternal reason. The secret whisper of heaven that's been surrounding you all along. You see, God never creates love just to comfort you. He creates it to call you. To call you into something deeper, higher, holier. That person you're about to walk with, they're not just a partner. They're a vessel, a mirror, a holy reminder that God is still writing divine stories in a broken world. You may think this wedding is the beginning, but truly, it's the awakening. Sacred moment when your spirit finally recognizes that love is a calling, not just a comfort, not just a ceremony, but a covenant. One wrapped in divine responsibility and eternal purpose. And here is the final surprise, whispered by the angels. This union, this holy bond is not only for you. It's for those watching your life. Yes, the ones you don't even know are watching. Your forgiveness. Your tenderness. Your resilience. When things get hard. Your way of praying instead of fighting. Loving instead of judging. Returning to peace. Again and again. These are the things that will preach louder than any sermon. Your marriage is becoming a living altar. A place where heaven kisses earth and invites others in. A sacred light in a dark world. That's the final surprise. Not a party, not a ring, but a revelation. You're about to become a testimony. Simply by loving well. And when God joins two people with His hand, He doesn't just join hearts. He joins assignments. He joins prayers long prayed by generations. He joins wounds that will now heal together. He joins visions that will now expand. You'll feel it in the quiet. In the way peace settles over the home. You build. In the way people feel God. Just by being near your love. Your marriage will become a ministry. Not because you preach, but because your love will heal. Faithfulness will inspire. Your grace will soften even the hardest hearts. And the beauty of it? You won't even try. It'll simply happen, because God is in the center. Beloved, if this message has wrapped itself around your spirit, if you felt something shift inside your soul as you've listened, I invite you gently, sincerely subscribe. So these sacred words find you again when you need them most. Leave a comment. If your heart has something it wants to say back, let me know your prayer requests, so I can hold them in the quiet hours. And if this message has blessed you, consider a super thanks to help keep this peaceful space open for more souls. Your support helps bring stillness into a noisy world. It helps someone else feel less alone. And it helps this channel continue to speak light into weary places. Thank you. From my heart. Now breathe in, beloved. Because the final surprise is this. This union is not an ending. It's not even a beginning. It's a continuation. A thread in the eternal fabric of God's great love story. He's been weaving it since before time began, and now it's unfolding. Through your hands, your heart, your home, you are part of something divine. And the love that's coming? It's heaven remembering you. It's the answer to every time you said, God, I trust you, even when it hurts. It's joy after mourning. It's laughter after the valley. It's morning light after a long night of waiting. And angels? They've already gathered. They've already sung. They've already rejoiced. Because they know what you're about to see. With your own eyes, love real and pure, born of heaven's breath and God's heart. You thought it was just a wedding. But now you see. It's something far more sacred. It's the sound of destiny. Wrapped in white and gold. It's the music of covenant. And it is holy. So step forward, beloved. The altar is ready. And the angels? They're watching in awe. Peace to you, beloved soul. You have been so patient on this sacred journey. And today, heaven draws you even closer to the mystery. Divine unveiling continues. And the angels are still speaking, still guiding, still watching in holy silence as you take one step after another toward the moment you thought you understood. But what if? What if this wedding you've been waiting for is not just about love between two people? What if it's also about your own holy becoming? What if heaven wrote this to change the world through you? You've seen the signs. You've heard the still voice within. And you felt the rising of something sacred deep inside you. Something that says, this is not just a marriage. This is a mission. Beloved, listen closely. The final surprise is not merely a detail of the wedding day. It is the awakening of your soul's deeper purpose, hidden inside the union. God designed just for you. Heaven is whispering now. And the message is clear. This marriage is meant to unfold you, to reveal the part of you that was never touched until divine love came near. You may think it's all about joining your life with theirs. And yes, that is beautiful and holy, but even more than that, this marriage is God's way of marrying you to your destiny. You will not walk away from this altar the same. You will walk away crowned with spiritual authority, clothed in new peace, overflowing with quiet power, because you said yes to a covenant heaven orchestrated. The angels say, this person coming into your life, they carry something for you. Not just joy, not just love, but an anointing that will stir yours awake. You'll look back at the day of the wedding and realize it wasn't the end of your waiting, it was the beginning of your rising. Can you feel it now? The deep vibration of spiritual purpose stirring in your belly? It is holy, it is real. It is what the angels have been preparing you for. Beloved, don't miss this. Don't reduce this to human romance. This is God's architecture. This is kingdom legacy being born. You think it's just a wedding. But angels say, no, child, it's a sacred commissioning. A union for such a time as this. A healing that will ripple into generations. Halfway through the celebration, you'll feel it. Not in the laughter, not in the music, but in the stillness of your spirit. When you catch your breath and realize, I have just been handed my next calling. That is the final surprise. Not a new ring, not a speech, not a guest who arrived unexpectedly, but the awareness that you are now anointed for something greater. Together, and in that holy moment, heaven will lean closer and whisper again. Well done, beloved. Now walk forward as one. Take a breath, gentle soul. This message is finding you for a reason. Let it settle into you like light. And if this word has stirred something in your heart, I invite you to pause and reflect in the comments below. Your thoughts, your prayers, your hope, they are welcome here. You are not alone. You are surrounded by others walking the same sacred road. If this message has blessed you, and you feel led in spirit to help continue this gentle work, consider offering a super thanks. It helps this ministry grow, helps this peaceful content reach more weary hearts like yours, and keeps the light shining where it's needed most. With gratitude, I thank you in advance. You may share this video with someone preparing for marriage, or someone who feels something sacred rising in them, but can't yet name it. Let the message find them. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more soul-deep teachings like this one. Let your spirit be nourished daily with truth, rest, and grace. Now, let's continue walking gently. There's still more to receive. Still more the angels are preparing to reveal. And in the final part of this divine unfolding, you'll hear the most unexpected, God-ordained surprise of all. Until then, may peace cover you like a wedding veil. May grace follow your every step. And may you know this, heaven has not forgotten a single promise. It's all coming together, more beautifully than you imagined.